I'm just going to start recording before I forget.
Okay.
Do you have a nice weekend, Aroa?
Yes, more or less. I had a great San Jordi.
Oh yeah,
day.
that was okay. It's Saturday.
Yeah. Here is one of the most important. I don't know how to say
Traditions or customs. Yes. Did you get a book or a rose or both?
Yes, I finally, yes, I get a rose from my brother and a book from a friend.
Okay.
And yes, I also I don't know how to say, when you give someone a gift or a present.
Yes.
Or...
You give or you can give away. But we normally would say I gave my sister, or I gave my friend, or I gave.
Okay. I gave my daughter and my sobrinas.
Family. That's something we were talking about last week. Choose. Do you remember?
Nieces? No.
Nieces, yes.
Nieces.
Right word, pronunciation, niece. Okay, my nieces.
Can you write in the...
Sure, in the chat, yes. It's N-I, okay. N-I-E-C-E in the singular.
Yes.
Nieces in the plural. Yes, I always get my kids, or you can say give or you can say get, Aroa, as well. Get is more informal. I'll get you something. I always get my children a book for San Jordi. But this year, because I went to Benicassim, I didn't forget, but I didn't. We just stayed on the beach. We didn't go to any shops or anything. But I owe them a book each because I always buy it. It's a really nice tradition. I think it's lovely. And the weather was okay. It was a nice day in La Ramblas, and I think Saturday was sunny and no.
No, here was cloudy.
Was it?
For the morning? The morning was cloudy. Then suddenly started. I don't know. Also, what is the name? The granizado.
Hail. Hail. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna hate. Wow, hail and everything.
Yeah.
Do you remember the word for very thin rain? This chirimiri, but remember when we talked about this in class?
Yes.
This is drizzle, the drizzle. There was one section in the previous course that was about small talk, what we talk about when in the lift or when we meet someone we're not really close to. We talk about the weather very often, okay? And we learn those words. Okay, I don't want to extend too much with the introduction because there are a couple of things I want to do before we start. One is I want you to tell me which word, which word you promised to remember from last week for today. Do you remember, Choose?
Yes.
Yours was a phrase.
Yes, for me it's a phrase. It was good value for money.
Yes, could you use it in a sentence?
Yes.
An example.
Last Sunday I was sitting in a restaurant which is good value for money.
Okay, very good. I mean, you were happy with what you got for the money.
And this is true.
And it's true. Where was it?
I recommend it.
Where is it?
In
the Grau?
Torreblanca, no.
Okay.
No, Torre La Sal.
Torre La Sal. Okay, so if you ever come around this area, we can take you to Torre La Sal.
Yeah.
Okay. And if we go to Barcelona, we'll ask for some recommendations. You have a lot more options. Aroa, your word.
My word was raw.
Raw.
Yes. So
yes. And can you give me a sentence?
Yesterday I had a row with my boss.
Yes.
Because I didn't want to do a task that I thought is not my responsibility.
I thought it's not very good. Excellent. Very good. Okay. One little note with raw, you will find this word with exactly the same spelling, pronounced raw. What is to raw? It's written in the same way. But one is pronounced to ro and the one is to rao. Yes.
An Excel.
The rows and also to
columns
row in a boat, remar. Okay, so they are homographs, but not homophones. They are written the same way, but they're pronounced differently. So the fight is a row, okay, and otherwise rows. Another thing I owed you, okay, was the.
I was thinking in an example when I was coming here to do the, and I want to use when you are in a supermarket.
Yes.
Doing cola.
Waiting, yes.
Waiting is?
No, there's another word. Do you remember, choose?
Q?
To queue.
To Q.
Q.
To queue, okay? It's pronounced the same as the letter Q. To queue, but it's written like this. Oops. Oops.
Like a clue with the...
Q.
No.
To queue.
And I was thinking in an example that you had a row because someone, you are waiting and someone cue you in Spanish, but it's not.
I know, but queue, you mean, okay, then to skip the queue.
To skip the
queue. To skip the queue, saltarse la cola.
Saltarse la cola.
Yeah, to queue es hacer cola, no es colarse. Okay?
Yeah. Okay, to queue is
hacer cola.
And when someone
is to skip.
But skip the queue that you understand that is passing you.
Yes, they don't wait. They should be behind you and they go at the front. Hey, don't skip the queue. I was here before you, okay? And this is like in England, queues, in the UK, queues are like everybody respects a queue. Okay, you don't want to skip a queue with a British person because that could trigger a row or a fight. Okay, in just a little note as well. In queue is a British English word. Americans call it line. El americano siempre es más fácil.
Line.
To stand in the line, la línea. Yeah. Okay. So the line is American, the queue is British. As you know, the elevator is American, que es más fácil siempre. The lift is English, etc. And so on and so forth. Okay? Now, one question, I don't always remember, but I try to remember the questions that you ask. Last week was about, okay, conciliación.
Yeah.
Doing some research, and all I find is, work-life balance, conciliación. El efecto de conciliación familiar or work-life balance, this is the word that they use, I think. I haven't asked a native speaker, but this is, okay, work-life balance es un término que se usa para la conciliación entre la vida laboral. This is the normal term in the UK, okay? And also, then we'll go back to our book. You mentioned, Aroa, the difference, which is actually quite difficult, in pronunciation for can positive and can't negative, remember?
Yeah.
And this is, it takes some practice, okay? Can is generally a more open vowel, can, and can't is longer, it's a bit longer, and it's more like can't, it's not so open, okay? Can, can't. You could rely on the final T, okay, to make sure that it's a negative. But the thing is that the English very often, especially the British, omit the T. Hay un fenómeno que se llama, por ejemplo, yo cuando he dicho el ba, en vez de bat, okay? Sometimes the final T, they don't pronounce it. So this is where the difficulty arises, when we're not sure. But there is another strategy. This is difficult, okay? This takes time, but with practice, you can guess, you can understand. Normally can, or very often can, is not stressed in a sentence because it's a modal verb, which doesn't really have a lot of meaning. So if I say, oh yes, I can speak French, the stress is on speak, and can is very quick. I mean, I don't pronounce it, I don't stress the verb can, because the meaning, the important meaning is on the other verb, okay? Oh yes, I can go. Go is that has a stress. Whereas can't, then the negation, or the particle not, or is the one that is stressed. No, I can't go. I can't go. So you put the stress on the verb in that case. This is, we will talk about this in the book today. This is what we call sentence stress, which in English is very important. Okay? Es important to know where a word is stressed. Siempre sale la palabra hotel. Mis alumnos siempre dicen hotel. Y les digo, no, hotel. Okay? That's the word stress, but there's also sentence stress. Some words that are more important in terms of meaning have the stress in a sentence. Okay? So this is take practice. I cannot give you a formula or one easy answer, but you know, there are a few things we can take into account. So, we go back to our book.
Thanks.
Now, you're welcome. Have I closed the book? I can't believe it. No. Okay, it's just, it'll take a few seconds. I don't know how I closed it. Okay, here it is. Okay, I think you can. Okay, here we are. Okay, so we started with family, modern families, okay? So last session we had a little bit from food or eating in and out, and a little bit from modern families. And I think the last thing we did is we listened to 3 short fragments. These people, remember the boy wanted to borrow mom's car, the granny asking him whether he's going to university. Remember those situations? And then you had to write that. It was quite easy, and you actually filled in the gaps with the conversations, okay? Which I'm going to show you, because we're going to analyze a little bit the grammar now, okay? So I'm going to make it, I want to make it a little bit bigger and show you the answers. This is what you heard and what you get, well, you understood, okay? But let's see, it says, decide which sentence is a plan or intention, which one is a prediction, which one is an offer, an arrangement, and a promise. Okay, so for example, number 1, choose what you think it is.
The number 1, I think is a plan or intention.
It's a plan or intention. Okay, not going to go. B, Aroa?
B, shall I make you a cup of tea? An offer.
It's an offer. In fact, it's the only meaning of shall. It's an offer or a suggestion. Okay, choose C.
A prediction or a promise, no?
C, no. I'm staying the night there.
Oh, an arrangement.
It's an arrangement. Yes. D, Aroa?
D, it's going to be cold night.
Cold.
It is a prediction.
It is a prediction. E, choose.
E, a prediction too.
A prediction, yes. And F?
I'll be really careful. A promise.
It's a promise. So we have all the different values of all the different future tenses in English. And this is what we're going to have a look at now, okay, in the grammar section of the book. And I'll upload exercises for this as well. Okay. So I always like to start with the explanation, and then I move on to the examples. Okay. So future forms have present continuous. Okay. I'm staying the night here. This is future. It's the present continuous, but it has the meaning of a future. Okay. I'm going to go to university. I'm going to buy my daughter a book. Okay. Will and want. We start with be going to plus infinitive. Aroa, can you read here this bullet point here? We use
be going to, not will want, when we have already decided to something.
Okay, so read the example here.
My sister's going to adopt a child.
Okay. Or the other one.
Are you going to buy a new car or a second-hand one?
Okay, future plan or intention. And the third one?
I'm not going to go home for the holidays. It's too far.
Okay, plans or intentions. Now choose. We also use
We also use be going to
be going to make
be going to make a prediction about the future, especially when we have some evidence. Example, we can see back clouds.
we can see black clouds. This is the
Black
evidence.
clouds.
Okay, the evidence. So we say Barcelona
are going to win. They are playing really well.
This is the second part. The second sentence is the evidence or the clue. Okay, I have something that tells me I can predict that Barcelona are going to win because I am, I'm basing my prediction on some information that I have or something that I can see. Or the other example, choose.
Look at those black clouds. I think it's going to rain.
Okay, the black clouds are the evidence. Okay, this is be going to, which you probably knew. Now, what's the difference between this one and present continuous? Okay, because they both refer to a near future. Okay, Aroa, we often use
the present continuous for future arrangements.
And now what you're going to read next is the key. Okay, let's see what the difference is. Not a big difference between going to and present continuous, but let's read what the difference is.
The next one?
Yes, there is very little.
Okay. There is very little difference between the present continuous and be going to for future plans, arrangements, and often you can use either.
Normally you can use one or the other. Okay, I'm going to the cinema. I'm going to go to the cinema tonight. Not much difference, but there is a little difference, which is, Aroa.
I continue.
Yes, please.
Be going to shows that you have made a decision. We are going to get married next year.
Mm-hmm.
The present continuous emphasizes that you have made the arrangements. We're getting married on October 12th.
Okay, because we have booked the church, for example, or you have booked the restaurant, or you have booked the town hall. Okay, so the only difference that there is maybe is that in both cases is for future intentions or plans. But if you use the present continuous, it means that you have perhaps made some extra arrangements. You've already planned something more. Okay, but in fact the difference is not big. Okay. And we often use the present continuous with verbs relating to travel. This is very common. Normally we don't say I'm going to go. You can hear that, it's not wrong. But very often with go, come, arrive, leave, these kind of verbs of movement, we use the present continuous, okay? He's arriving tomorrow. You could say he's going to arrive. But with these verbs, normally we just use the present continuous, okay? He's arriving tomorrow and leaving on Thursday. And can you now read the examples, Aroa?
Yeah. Lorna and Jamie are getting married in October. We're meeting at 10 tomorrow in Richard's office. Jane's leaving on Friday and coming back next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, okay? In all these cases, it's just, again, a plan or an intention with some kind of an arrangement, okay? And in any case, with these verbs, leave, come, we normally use the present continuous. But in fact, to sum up, okay, not big difference between the two. You could use either one or the other. The important thing now is that you learn the main difference between going to and will. Do you remember, Aroa, or choose what the main difference is between going to and will? In English?
In English?
I don't remember now.
I think when you use present continuous, I'm going, is because you just made your decision.
Yes, and will is mostly used for decisions that you make at the moment. It's more spontaneous, if you like. Yes. Okay, I can see you. Okay, you come from Mercado Central, carrying a lot of bags. Hello. It's your
Hello.
daughter. You're carrying a lot of bags, and I say, hey, come on, I'll help you, choose. I'll help you, okay? I see something and I decide to help you, but it's not something that I had planned beforehand, okay? So we use choose. We use will, want.
Will, where are you?
Here, number 1. Can you see my mouse moving? No?
No.
Okay, here. You don't see my
okay.
mouse?
Okay.
Well, sorry, here, no, in the blue part. 1. We
In
will.
the blue part, yes.
Yes.
We use will, want, not the present sample, for instance, decisions, promise, and offers.
Promises.
Not
Promises.
promises and offers. Not I carry the duck bag for you.
Okay, so instant decision, not something you had planned, but you see something and you make a decision momentarily. I mean, at the time of when you're speaking, more or less. Okay, it's more like spontaneous. Also, promises and offers, and we can continue. Choose.
We can also use will, want for predictions. For example, I think Barcelona will win, and to talk about future facts. The election will be on 1st March.
March the 1st. March the 1st.
March the 1st.
Or the 1st of March or March the 1st.
The 1st of March.
Remember, choose, voy a ser muy pesada con esto, win, no wind, win. Voy a pegar la lengua al paladar. Okay, win. Barcelona will win. So you can also use it for predictions, same as going to, but with going to, when we predict something with going to, normally it's because we have some evidence, as we said. Okay? Can you read the examples and then we'll move to Aroa? Choose, I have
the stick.
Okay, you're at the restaurant. I want you to think of the situation, okay? And they bring you the menu. Okay, I have the stick. It's not something you had been thinking of for like days before you go into the restaurant.
No.
Next.
I won't tell anybody where you are. I'll carry that bag for you. You love New York. Next year, Christmas Day will be on a Thursday. Future fact.
Okay, and now number 2.
Number 2. We use salt, not will, with I and we for offers and suggestions when they are questions.
Okay, yes, we use shall with I and we, only with the first person, singular and plural. Yes, you will never see shall with the third person. Shall he? No, it's always a suggestion. Yes, that comes from you, and it's a question. You're included. You are included in the suggestion. Okay, for example,
shall I help you with your homework? Shall we eat out tonight?
Okay. This is what in Spanish, maybe if you're translating in your head, you would say, do you want me to help you with your homework? You can say that, but it's very, very common in English just to say, shall I help you? Shall I bring some tea? Shall I make some coffee? Shall we go to, okay, for offers and suggestions. So it doesn't really have it's future, but it's more like this offer or suggestion, okay? So,
the translation in Spanish,
¿te ayudo con los deberes? ¿O quieres te ayudo con los deberes? Anything any expression you can think of in Spanish that we would use to suggest or offer.
Okay.
Shall I help you with your bags? ¿Te ayudo con las bolsas? ¿O quieres que te ayude? Something like that, I would say. Okay, so, but the most important thing here, going to or present continuous for intentions and plans or planned intentions, and will for like instant decisions. This is the most important distinction. Okay, so let's try with the exercise where you want to circle the correct form and tick the sentence if both are possible. In some cases, we could have two possibilities. Aroa.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Okay. Will or shall we invite your parents for Sunday lunch? Shall.
Yes. Shall we invite? Okay. Yes. Number 2. Choose.
It's Alice's birthday tomorrow. Oh, really? I'll make a cake.
Yes, you just find out it's her birthday and you make a decision instantly.
Yes.
By the way, how do you pronounce this? El cumpleaños de Alice.
Alice's birthday?
No?
Alice?
Aroa?
Alice's?
Yes, Alice's birthday.
Alice's
Okay?
birthday.
When is el ejemplo de James, because James ends with an S, you have to say James's, because otherwise we lose the Saxon genitive, okay? Alice no termina en S, pero el sonido sí. Alice. So Alice's birthday tomorrow.
Alice's birthday.
Okay, Aroa?
Yeah. Okay. To have dinner with my family tonight. I'm not going.
Yes. Do you think the other one will be possible too?
Yeah, for me it's not sounds so, I don't know. I'm not used to
You're not used to this. Remember, there's no big difference between going to and present continuous. We just said sometimes when you have made some extra arrangements, we use present continuous. But in this case, I would say both sound good to me. Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
okay.
Choose.
You can trust me.
Fine. 4. Sorry,
okay,
you're skipping one.
Okay. Es que, bueno. Are you going to go Joe's party next weekend?
Oh, there's a two missing. I falta una two ahí. Are you going to go to
Joe's party next weekend?
Yes, because it's something you have to plan ahead. In this case, it would be very common to say, are you going to Joe's parties next weekend, with the present continuous as well? But this option, we don't have it here. Okay? Are you going to go? Are you planning on going? Have you been invited and are you thinking that you can go? So it's a plan. Aroa.
You can trust me. Anyone you told me. I won't tell anyone what you told me.
Yes, it's a promise. Okay? Choose.
What are you doing on Sunday? We'll visit my grandparents. No?
Do you think
it's a plane, no?
it's a plan, not a plane, a plan.
Plan. Plane is
It's a different thing, yes.
We are visiting my grandparents.
So you have to really put yourself in the situation. Is this person just deciding at the moment, or this is something she had thought or he had thought about? Okay, so we're visiting my grandparents. This is the plan, my plan for Sunday. Aroa.
I think the birth rate will go down, it's going down in my country in the next few years. Okay. I think the birth rate will go down.
Yes, it's a prediction in this case.
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand birth rates? Yes.
Yes.
El índice de natalidad.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Choose.
My grandfather is going to retire at the end of the month.
Yes. And the last one, Aroa?
Shall I help you with the washing cup?
Because it's an offer. Okay. Do you think, would you like to do another one, or do you want to go and change and do something else, depending on how confident you feel?
For me, we can continue practicing.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now to change the dynamics of the class, I'm going to let you do exercise B on your own, and you let me know when you're finished, and then we'll check together. If you have any questions in the meantime, you can ask me, okay?
Okay. But we make the exercise B now?
Yeah, you do the exercise, yes, in a piece of paper.
I don't understand.
Tengo la paranoia con la grabación. Estoy grabándolo, pero lo miro 20
Sí,
veces.
sí.
I know.
Okay, one.
Ask.
No. That when you are when you were explaining all these things, and I was trying to remember what you explained the last class.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking, I can see the book, and I cannot remember the things that I don't remember. I didn't remember that you are recording the classes.
Of course, you can go back to the recording anytime and watch it again. That's the good thing. The thing is that people don't watch it again, but you have it there. So if at any time you want to go back to it, you can.
Yeah.
You done more or less?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes? Aroa, number one.
Number one, I'm going to miss you. Please stay in touch. I promise I will phone you every day.
You can say I'll phone you or I'll
I'll
phone.
phone.
Llamaré. I'll phone every day. Okay, excellent. Choose. Because this is a promise, clearly.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are Alan's plans for the future?
Plans.
Plans.
Mhm.
Plans for the future. He's doing a degree in engineering.
Engineering. You can say he's doing, and also he's going to do. Okay, he's going to do a degree in engineering, which I think is the one, yes, they've chosen here. But yeah, he's doing is also okay. Okay, normally if you say he's doing, I understand that he has probably already registered. Okay, so he's done something else than just planning. Okay, he's taken some action. Aroa.
Yeah. Can I see you tonight? No. I will work late. Maybe Saturday?
Okay, this work late, is this something you have just decided?
No.
No. It's a
So
plan. Maybe not a
going-
plan.
I'm going to work.
I'm going to work or I'm working late. Usually, yes, I'm working late. In this case, the other one would not be wrong, okay? But if you say I'm working late, this is because you already have like your shifts. I don't know, you work at a hospital, you probably have the shifts every week or every 2 weeks or every month. So it's not just a plan, it's something that is fixed, okay? So there has been some action. So I'm working late. But you could say I'm going to work late also. For choose.
Are you ready to order? Yes, I'll have the prawns, please.
Remember prawns from lesson 1?
Prawns.
Yes?
Prawns.
Prawns, Aroa, do you remember? I'll have the prawns.
No.
It's seafood. They're orangey, and they're quite expensive. And you have them in cocktails or salads. And you peel them.
Las gambas.
Yes. Yeah. Aroa?
There's nothing in the fridge. Oh, okay. Shall we get a takeaway?
Yes. Shall we get a takeaway? Choose, because this is like a suggestion.
Okay, I don't have any money, so I can't go out. No problem. I'm going to lend you some. No,
Why
I'm going
not
to lend-
exactly? Again, tienes que montar la película. Put yourself in the situation, okay? Is this something you have been thinking about, or you just make the decision because this person tells you, your son or your friend tells you, I don't have money, I can't go out, no problem. Yo lo arreglo. I'll
Okay,
lend you
no
some.
problem.
It's an instant decision.
I'll lend you some.
I'll
Yes.
lend you some, okay?
Instant decision.
Yeah.
An instant decision, yes.
Okay. I think about borrow and lend
Mm-hmm.
to remember. When I ask is borrow. And when I'm doing, when I lend someone, I think
Yes, I lend you my, they are complementary, okay? Every time you lend somebody something, this person borrows it from you. There's no one is like sell and buy, okay? I lend you money, you borrow money from me.
From me. Borrow
To borrow from.
Yes, not for me. It's not natural that.
I know, but you can also
Okay.
you can also play around. You can say, I mean, if you don't find it easy, you can say, you have two options. You can say, can you lend me some money? O can I borrow some money from you? Dos opciones. ¿Me puedes prestar dinero o puedo tomar prestado dinero? Esa es la opción rara para un español.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I borrow your car? Can you lend me your car? You have the two options. But I want you to get used to using borrow, because this is the way an English person thinks more often. Can I borrow your pencil? Can I borrow €1, please? I need a coffee and I left my wallet at home. Can I borrow €1? Can I borrow? Esta es la que quiero que os acostumbréis. But if you're not sure, in an exam situation or something like that, you can always say, can you lend me €1? Okay? Podéis jugar con ese truco. But it would be good if you got used to using the verb to borrow, because this is what like a native speaker would normally say.
But
Tomar
when
prestado.
you are asking that I need something, and if I'm the person that give you the thing, I'm lend you, or it's also borrow?
I'm lending you. I lend you. I lend you my car. Your car has broken down. Okay, don't worry, Aroa, I can lend you my car.
Okay.
¿Vale? Pero también puedo decir, you can borrow my car.
Yeah, okay.
También, claro, están las dos formas. Okay, you can borrow my car if you like. You can borrow it.
Okay.
It's like different verbs. Prestar y tomar prestado, ¿no?
Exactly, yeah. Lo que pasa es que tomar prestado en español no se usa mucho.
No
Sí,
existe.
sí, como verbo no, la construcción sí,
pero-
but it's not something you would say.
No.
¿Puedo tomar prestado tu coche? Suena a traducción forzada, ¿no?
Sí.
It doesn't sound good, okay? But for a native speaker of English, it's very natural to use borrow. I'll borrow, can I borrow your, Mom, I borrow your car, I'll borrow your car tonight. Okay, this is quite common. Okay, next, I don't know whose turn it was. I don't know, I think.
Yes. 7. Shall we have a barbecue tomorrow? No, the weather forecast says it. It's going to rain.
Yes, yes.
I have a doubt here because for me sounds good also. It will rain. But
Not in this case, it's true. For predictions, sometimes we can use we've seen the future with will as well. But in this case, we have some evidence. The weather forecast says that it's going to rain. Okay? So I would say, well, let me check. Yeah, it's going to rain. And choose.
Shall I pick up? No, pick up. No.
We land, yeah, well, we
Shall
land
I
at about.
pick you? No.
Yes, yes. I just wanted you to read the because it's a dialogue. We land.
Sorry. I don't see. We land at about 18. Shall I pick you up from the airport?
Yes. Shall I pick you up from the airport? Shall I pick you up from the airport?
Shall I pick up?
Okay, so the main important thing, the basic distinction or difference between will and going to would be going to for plans and intentions, okay, that you have made like a few hours or days beforehand, and will for instant decisions. Then for predictions, usually you can use both, but normally if you have some evidence, we use going to, okay? And then shall always for offer suggestions, and will for promises, etc. Okay, this is something we will see again. I mean, grammar is not, it should never be studied in an isolated manner. I mean, you will see will in the next listenings and readings and everywhere, and I probably tell you, see, this is an offer, or this is a prediction, or this is an intention, or okay. Just let me now go to these. I'm not going to spend too long on this, but this is what I was telling you before about sentence stress, okay? It says, in spoken English, we stress the content words. Okay? Ellos distinguen entre content words and function words. Las palabras de función son las preposiciones, los modales. Yes.
Sorry, I need a second to connect my tablet.
To plug it, okay.
Yes, I don't have.
Okay, just go and come back. But this is, I think I may have mentioned this before, choose, I'm not sure. Content words and function words. Functions son las que tienen una función gramatical, but they don't have a very important meaning in the sentence, okay? And this is something they do. They stress the content words generally, okay? So content words are the words in a sentence which carry the information, the important ones, the one we need to understand. So when you're doing a listening exercise, you don't really need to understand everything, but if you understand 3-5 key words, content words, then you can maybe get the picture, okay?
Okay.
And then we do not stress the other words. And knowing this, being aware of this, will help you to speak with a natural rhythm and understand spoken English better. Lo que os decía con lo del can y el can't. Now, if you listen to this sentence, for example, if you read this sentence, do you think the pink words are stressed or unstressed? Choose. Can you read it out?
I'm going to look for a job.
Which are?
Look and job is content words.
Yes,
no?
so they are stressed. So listen to a native speaker reading this sentence.
1.20. I'm going to look for a job.
I'm going to look for a job. Going to se queda ahí, I'm gonna, se lo come un poco y lo juntan en gonna muchas veces. To know yes, going to. I'm going to look for a job, which are the important words. If you just hear look and job, you can imagine the rest. Okay, and this is something that is very special about English. I think, Chus, you may have heard, I mentioned this book, Spanish is flamenco, English is rock and roll. Os lo he mencionado alguna vez, ¿no? El español es flamenco, ¿no? Es un libro sobre pronunciación. El español es flamenco porque es taca, 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 ta, como el flamenco, ¿vale? Todas las sílabas suenan igual, más o menos. El inglés no. El inglés es rock and roll. We hear rock and roll y el and nos lo comemos y se contrae. Rock and roll. Oímos unas más que otras, ¿ok?
Okay.
Okay, we're just going to listen to this and then we'll continue. We're going to listen to 4 more sentences and see if you can write down the stress words in the pink boxes, or not in the pink boxes, just on your on a piece of paper.
1.21. 1.
My sister's having a baby in April.
4 words. What are the content words?
Sister, having, baby, in April.
This is what we need. Okay, my, is, in, not very important words. They're important for the grammar, but not for the meaning. Okay, next.
2.
Is anyone in your family moving house soon?
Aroa?
It's anyone in your family?
Family?
Yeah, I don't understand the
Okay,
end.
a little bit.
It's anyone in your family.
Is anyone in your family moving house soon?
Okay. So anyone, family, moving out soon.
Moving house.
Ah,
moving
moving
house
house.
is to move to another
Yeah,
house.
Yeah.
Moving house soon. Okay, choose.
3.
Are you going to see your parents at the weekend?
See, parents, weekend.
Yes.
Are you
See parents.
going? No, are you see?
Are you going to see your parents for the
Are you
weekend?
going-
But all we need is see parents weekend, and we know the rest. Okay.
4.
Do you think you'll live at home next year?
What?
Aroa?
Again, please.
Yes.
Do you think you'll live at home next year?
Wait, I don't understand. What?
Okay. Again, this one is really
me
fun.
Do you
Sorry.
think you'll live at home next year?
Last one.
Next year.
Oops, sorry.
4.
Do you think you'll live at home next year?
Do you think you live at home next year? Do you think you live at home next year?
You think, live, and home.
Home, and then
Next year.
next year. But pay attention to for example, the auxiliary verb do. We don't hear do. Is do you think? Do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, we don't hear do you think. Do you think you live? But because the stress is on think, which is the really important word, and live and home. Okay, so this is stress sentence, and this is a phenomena that happens in English, not in Spanish. But this will help you understand listening exercises and texts better, focusing on content words. So this is what I was saying about can and can't. Okay, can is usually like pronounced very lightly because it's the other verb that's important. Can you speak? Can you play? Whereas if you are negating, you put the stress or the emphasis on the negative word can't, and it's always stressed. Okay, so that's another thing. Okay, a few questions for you to speak, and then we'll move on to the next page. Okay, I want you to choose to have a look at these questions, okay, and then tell me, you could choose 1 or 2 and tell me, talk about it for about 1 minute. And Aroa, okay, about the last one. Do you think, just read the question, the statements, and prepare to talk about it for, yes, 1 minute. You don't have to mention all the statements, just 1 or 2.
Okay. Mhm. I can start.
You ready?
with-
Yes. Come on.
No, yes, I was reading the four sentences.
Okay.
The first one, for example, do you think more couples will have just one child in the future? Future.
Future. Mhm.
Future. Okay, future. Ah, I think that I'm not sure. I don't know how.
You don't have to talk about this one. You can choose
No,
any
no,
of the
no,
other
no,
four.
no. I think that probably for me it depends the country, the tradition, and all these things.
Mhm. But what is the trend?
The trend is that in the developed no,
Development?
the,
Development?
no,
Oh,
the
developed countries.
countries, yes.
Mhm.
But I don't like this word. But
I know.
The
Developing.
rich-
I think they say developing now.
yeah, developing or yes,
En vías de
Yeah.
desarrollo decimos en, ¿no?
no. Yes, there are more couples that will have one child. That is the trend now.
Mhm.
And in the less developing countries, the population continues to, they will have more than one child.
Yes.
But I don't know if the trend will continue or not.
Continue. No, we don't know. Keep in mind that the reason why we're doing this exercise is not only because I want to know your opinion, you can have, but this is for you to put into practice the grammar. Okay, so are we making predictions? Okay, are we talking about plans, intentions, etc.? Okay.
Yeah.
You can choose another one, and then we'll.
Yeah. Anyone in your family will live to be 90 or older? Okay, I think that several persons in my family will live, yes, 90, no.
For example, ya es cuando me hablas de tus suegros, tus hijastras.
No, my one of my grandmothers, mother of my mother, she lived until 95 years old.
Okay.
So I think, well, I have both examples that grandpas and grandmas that died young, and this grandmother that died older.
Sorry to interrupt, but I just want to teach you, hold on, another word, a nice word for, of course you can use die, okay, this is just neutral, but there's a nice phrasal verb, I think it's nice, which is to pass away.
Yeah.
Okay, which is something like fallecer. It's a bit nicer than dying. Okay.
Yes, it's pass away, die, and we also use in clinics when we are talking about patients that died or way exitus, but I think this is as a scientific.
Which one?
Not exitus.
Exitus, that's technical. This is scientific. Yes, I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
That's a normal English person would not say that. A doctor, yes, but not a people from the street.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then we also have like difunto, other legal words, but this is not what people say.
No.
Okay. Choose your turn. Choose.
Yes.
Are you thinking? Okay. I don't know if it's frozen or.
Yes, frozen or I don't know to say.
No, I told you to think about these questions here. Okay, the first batch, the first lot of questions.
For me is the first.
Yes.
Is anyone in your family getting married in the near future?
You don't have to answer all the questions, just choose one or two.
Is anyone in your family having a baby this year? But I don't understand what.
I want you to speak about it. Okay.
Speak about it.
Yes.
Okay. Like Aroa, no?
Yeah, just tell her. No, not ask her. Just say,
no,
okay.
no,
Oh
no.
yes, my cousin, my friend is having a baby.
Okay.
Okay.
In my family, nothing is getting married in the future.
Nothing.
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 Nothing. Nothing. Huh?
Aroa?
Nobody.
Yes. Nobody.
Nobody is getting married in the future because
Okay.
because they are married
Mm-hmm.
or simply they have decided not married,
Not
but
to marry.
just
Mhm.
life in
Live together.
couple.
Just living
Live
together.
together,
Mhm.
yes. Okay.
Mhm.
And
Is anyone celebrating their birthday soon?
mm, oh yes, I think is going to be a celebration, a birthday celebration in Shum in my family.
Okay. Who's having a birthday soon? Do you know?
My brothers.
Your brother's birthday. Okay. I can see you're not very motivated to talk about this, so we're going to move on. We're going to cover now adjectives of personality. Okay. Talking about families. This is somehow related. So we're going to start by filling in the gaps with the opposites. Okay. Here we have opposites attract. I guess you know the phrase opposites attract. So if she's extroverted, he is so whatever.
Shame?
No.
No, shy?
Just shy. Okay. Extroverted. You can also say introverted, but shy is the word we want here. Choose. She's
generous, but he's.
You should know this from last course.
Yes.
Well, no, not that you should. That we talked about this, but you may not remember.
But he's
the opposite of generous.
Avar? No.
No. Avaricious exists, but it's not something we use every day. Aroa, do you know?
No.
Mean. Mean, okay? Mean es tacaño. And also, do you remember another one? Choose. Del puño cerrado in English?
Yes.
Tight fisted.
Tight
fisted. Okay, fist es el puño. Okay, I'll write in the chat for you.
Yes.
Okay. Tight fisted. Oh. Fisted. Okay, fist es el puño. Okay, so del puño bien apretado, bien agarrado. That's tight fisted. But otherwise mean. 3, Aroa, she's
hardworking, but he's lazy.
Lazy, very good. Choose.
She's talkative. But he's talkative, but he's Quiet.
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 Quiet. Okay, quiet is bastante. Oh, he's quite good. He's quite handsome, but he's quite quiet.
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 And she's funny, but he's really
She's
easy.
funny, but he's serious.
Serious. Okay, these are quite basic ones. Okay, the ones that you should know. Maybe not mean, but lazy, quiet, serious, shy. They're quite basic. We're gonna have a look at some more difficult ones. Okay, a bit more.
I never.
Which one?
I hear before.
Which one?
Talkative.
Talkative. Yeah, talkative is a person who talks a lot. Talkative.
Yeah, I'm talkative.
You're talkative. You're a chatterbox. Una charlatana. A chatterbox, you can say as well. Yes, I'm also very talkative. Okay, so a bit more sophisticated ones in our vocabulary bank. Okay, to answer the question, what are they like? What are your friends like? What's your boyfriend like? What's your son like? What's your mother like? Your sister like? Okay, and we have this list of adjectives here. Always remember to pay attention to the pronunciation. You have the phonetic symbols, which you're not expected to know, but they can give you some clues, okay? The syllable that is underlined is the one that bears the stress. Affectionate, ambitious, anxious, bossy, charming, competitive, independent. So if you know where the stress falls, then you know how to pronounce the word 80%, okay, of the time.
Yeah.
So let's see, some of them you know, some of them you won't, but we have the definition, so we're going to try and see how many you can do. Number one is done, but maybe you can read it for us too. Selfish.
Selfish. People think about themselves and not about other people.
Okay. Egocentric in Latin.
Selfish. Egocentric.
Okay. Selfish. Always thinking of yourself.
Egoist. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Aroa, read the definition and then we will look for the adjective.
Okay. Children are rude, and behave badly because they are given everything they want. Okay.
Okay. Maybe choose. Maybe you don't remember choose, but we saw this word.
No, I don't know.
This, I mean, I don't expect you to know. Choose. Would you recognize any of these words as meaning? But you understand the definition. Would be malcriado. Or,
yes.
Okay.
Consentido.
Yeah, consentido.
Starborn, no?
Not exactly. No.
Spoiled.
Yes.
Spoiled.
Do you remember now? Choose.
No.
No. Vale. Well, you know the word spoiled from spoiler now. Okay, which everybody knows, no, as a spoiler, okay? To spoil is estropear. And you can see this word used in mostly 3 different contexts. One for movies and books, when you don't want the other person to ruin the ending, okay? Don't tell me how it ends, I want to find out by myself, okay? This is spoiling, lo conocemos. You can also use spoiled, well, it's just to ruin, basically, but you can also use it to apply to food. To spoil, se ha estropeado, es spoiled, okay? So in that sense, you can see how this applies to kids who have not received the proper, or the parents haven't really been so right about ringing them up, and they have given them everything they wanted, so they have spoiled those kids. O los han estropeado o han arruinado su, okay? You can see, quiero que veáis un poco la asociación de ideas, que aunque se usan diferentes contextos, todos tienen un hilo conductor. Es estropear, arruinar, en este caso un poco más concreto, consentir, okay? 3. Choose.
People behave like adults. Mecha. No.
Well, yeah, yes. Okay, yes. But how do
Measure.
you read it? Where is the stress?
Measure.
Mature.
Mature.
Mature. Yes, mature. People who behave to mature.
Mature.
Mature, immature. For Aroa?
People always tell the truth and never steal or cheat. Honest.
Honest. The H here is silent. We don't hear it.
Okay, honest.
Honest. The H sometimes in English, like house, hotel, is aspirated, and some other times it's just silent.
Honest.
Honest. Honest. Choose.
People have an attractive personality and people like them. Charming.
Yes, charming. Charming. And I may have told you this, but in I don't know if I told you. El príncipe azul de los cuentos en español, en inglés es Prince Charming. This is how they call him. Prince Charming. Príncipe encantador. Oh, okay.
Ah, charming.
Yes. 6, Aroa.
People have common sense and are practical. Okay. Common sense is...
Common sense. If you have common sense, you are, I'm giving you a clue. Common sense.
Right. You are... sensible?
Sensible it is. Yes, very good. Okay, sensible would be like juicioso, con criterio, sensato, all those translations for sensible, which is a false friend. Choose.
People are friendly and enjoy being with other people.
Synonym.
Outgoing. Sociable.
Sociable. Yes.
Sociable.
Esa S larga, ahí que vemos en el poco a poco os voy enseñando, yo no soy experta en fonética, pero esa suele ser como una shh, sociable. Selfish, fijaos en selfish. Shh, la misma que sociable. ¿Ok?
Sociable.
Aroa.
We are often...
People.
People are often worried or stressed. Or is it stressed?
Stressed.
Yes. Worried or stressed. People are often worried. Anxious.
Anxious, yes. Choose.
People have a good imagination. Have a good no sé cómo pronunciar.
¿Dónde está el acento? El estrés, la tónica.
Imagination.
Yes, imaginative. Okay, imaginative. Aroa.
People like doing things on their own without help. Independent.
Very good. Choose.
People like telling other people what to do.
This is a good one. I like this word.
Yes. People like telling other people what to do. Oh.
Yes. Lo de mandón, mandona. Es un poco mandona.
Muddy.
No.
No, it's not.
No, moody. No.
Moody, no.
Aroa?
Bossy.
Yes. Bossy, like the boss.
No?
Yeah, you like to tell people, you have to do this and this. You know, girls, if you look at girls in, I don't know why, usually girls at the playground in school, at least when they're young, they tend to be bossier because they're more mature and, you know, than boys at that age. 12? Choose again. Choose, come on, because
Me?
you answered.
People are not confident about themselves. Insecure.
Insecure,
Insecure.
very good. Insecure. Insecure people are not confident. Yes, Aroa.
People can be easily hurt or offended. Sensitive.
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 Choose.
People never change their opinion or attitude about something.
I think you said this one before.
Stubborn.
Stubborn. Stubborn.
Stubborn.
Testarudo. Aroa.
People can wait for a long time or accept difficulties without getting angry. People can, patient.
Patient. Fijaos otra vez esa S larga, ¿eh? Patient.
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 Choose.
People want to be successful in life. Ambitious, no?
Ambitious, yes. Ambitious also ambitious. Okay, you see?
Ambitious.
This sound, ambitious. Ambitious people want to be successful in life. Aroa.
People are ones who you can trust or depend on. The synonymous, responsible. Okay. Can you?
Yes, sorry. Now. Scroll up and scroll down. Okay.
Scroll down.
Scroll up.
What?
You cannot see the word, the sentence now. People, these people are the ones who you can trust or depend on.
Okay. Yeah. Reliable.
Reliable. Okay, you can rely on these people. They are reliable people. Okay, you can trust them. Okay. People are sure of themselves and their abilities. Choose. People are sure of themselves and their abilities.
Independent? No.
Not exactly. I can see some connection, but there's a better one.
Yeah.
When you're sure about yourself.
Self-confident.
Self-confident. Okay? Self-confident.
Self-confidence.
I don't know why it only says self, but it's self-confident. People who don't like obeying rules, choose.
Stubborn?
Stubborn? No, stubborn is someone who doesn't change their mind.
Testarudo,
yeah. Someone who's against the rules, Saroa?
Rebellious.
Yes, choose rebellious. People who have moods that change quickly and often, like teenagers. If you have moods that change.
Me?
Yes, Saroa.
Moody.
Moody, yes. People who always want to win. Competitive, and people who show that they love or like other people very much. Oops, sorry. Only one left. Yes, affectionate, cariñoso, cariñosa.
Okay.
Affectionate, someone who shows affection. Okay, loving.
Cariñoso is affectionate.
Affectionate, yeah. You can say loving or affectionate, but affectionate is that you show affection, okay, with gestures and things. Okay, well, it says, which ones you think are positive? I think we know this. Just pay attention to this. I think that you know, but this is false friends, okay? Sensible, sensitive, and sympathetic. Sometimes in some languages we have words that are very similar, but they can be tricky because they don't mean exactly the same thing. So of course, sensible means practical, okay? Sensitive is this someone whose feelings get hurt very easily, okay? And sympathetic is not friendly. It's someone who feels compassion or is empathic to someone who is hurt or sad. Okay, like compassionate would be a similar word or synonymous with sympathetic. Okay, comprensivo, something like that. Okay, tell me two adjectives you learned in this exercise, Aroa. Two, only
What?
two. Two adjectives you learned today from this exercise.
I learned bossy,
Without looking, yes, bossy and just the
And-
ones you remember. 1, 2.
moody,
Moody, choose.
Stubborn.
Stubborn. Okay, enough. Stubborn, don't worry, you have them there. Okay, we're going to do some reading now. Okay, so we will have covered, we haven't done much listening today, but speaking, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, stress, some reading. Now, what's your position in your family? Choose. I know you have quite a few siblings. How many in the family were you growing up?
We are 4 siblings in my
4
family.
siblings. Okay,
4
and
siblings.
what's your position in the family?
The first.
The first.
One.
So you're the eldest. Okay. So it says here, are you the oldest child, a middle child, the youngest, or an only child? Remember, an only child.
Okay, only child.
So, and what about you, Aroa?
we are 2 siblings. I have a brother,
Okay,
and I'm the oldest.
you're the oldest as well. I'm the
Yeah.
oldest too. Okay, let's see if they are right with what they say. We're going to read. We'll have maybe different opinions. We're going to have a look at a group of adjectives. All of them, we have studied them in the exercise. And which groups you think goes with each position in the family. Okay, like the oldest, we have here the groups in the text. I'm going to make it a little smaller. Hold on. I think we can zoom in. It's too small. Okay, well, we have the oldest child, the middle child, the youngest, or the only child. Well, it's the same you have here. Okay, so number 1, Aroa, can you read the adjectives?
The adjective outgoing, charming, and disorganized.
Okay, which one do you think it refers to? Which could be?
Outgoing, charming, and disorganized. The young,
The youngest? Okay, maybe. Why do you think so?
Because in theory is the child that have more freedom and less attention
Maybe, yeah.
from the parents, because they don't have the same time
That's true.
to if you have 3.
Yes, of
So
course,
you
to
don't
look after them.
have that for, yes, to look after.
Okay, choose number 2.
Responsible, ambitious, and anxious. I think he's the first child.
The oldest, yes. Yeah.
The
Well,
oldest.
in my case, yes, I can
In
see
my case.
myself a little bit. Okay, pay attention to the spelling of responsible, okay? Many of my
Responsible.
students spell it with responsable, but we spell it responsible with an I. Number 3, Aroa?
Self-confident, independent, and spoiled.
Spoiled.
It's
Now you have to change the order.
no. What? Okay, yeah. Okay, this is the only child.
The only
The
child.
only child, yes. Okay,
Only
yes, I was
for
thinking, yes,
spoiled.
because of spoiled, yes. What about 4? Choose.
Sociable,
Sociable, sociable.
sensitive, and ambitious. I think the middle child. No?
Maybe the middle child. Let's find out, okay? Let's read the article and check if we were right in our predictions or not. And the article says how birth order influences your personality. Okay, I'm going to make it bigger because I think it's going to be easier for you to read.
It's
Okay,
better for me.
it's much better. Okay, so choose whenever you're ready. First paragraph.
Nowadays, it is an accepted fact that our position in the family, that is, whether we're an oldest child, a middle child, a youngest child, or an only child, is possibly the strongest influence there is on our character and personality. So what influence does it have?
Okay, Aroa, the oldest child.
The oldest child. Firstborn children often have to look after their younger brothers and sisters, so they're usually sensible and responsible as adults. Okay. They also tend to be ambitious and they make good leaders. On the negative side, older children can be insecure and anxious.
Insecure.
Okay. Insecure and anxious.
This is the second part of the exercise. Don't worry about the gaps. Okay. Choose the middle child.
The middle child. Middle children are more relaxed and the oldest children than the oldest children, probably because they are usually very sociable. The kind of people who get on with everybody. They are also usually sensitive to what other people need because for the same reason, they're often quite good at sorting out arguments and they are always sympathetic to the ones on the losing side, or in general to people who are having problems.
Remember the meaning of sympathetic, so understanding, empathic, okay?
On the other hand, middle children can sometimes be unambitious and they can lack direction in life.
Okay.
Lack
is not have. They lack direction. They don't have carecer. Okay. A lack of confidence or lack of direction in life. They're unambitious. They don't have a goal. So they say. Okay. Aroa?
The youngest child. Younger children are often very outgoing and charming. This is the way they try to get the attention of both their parents and their older brothers and sisters. They are often more rebellious, and this is probably because they can also be immature and disorganized, and they often depend too much on other people because...
Disorganized, okay? Disorganized. And the only child, choose.
Only children usually do very well at school because they have a lot of contact with adults. They get a lot of love and attention from their parents. So they typically self-confident. They are also independent as they spend so much time by themselves, and because they are often very organized, only children can sometimes be spoiled by their parents. They can also be quite selfish and get impatient, especially when things go wrong. This is because
Da, da, da. Okay, so the last exercise today is how can I do this? I think now, because I have to show you. Okay, let me see if I can do something. I say I have to find out how to show you the text and
Yeah.
the paragraphs at the same time. So let's see if I can do this. I'm not sure. No. Whoops. Okay. I have so many things on my screen. No. I'll have to think of another way of doing this because I cannot.
We can, if we can read and then.
Okay, and then go back. Okay,
Yeah.
it's just to place the missing paragraphs. Okay, so for example, A, Aroa.
They grew up between older and younger brothers and sisters.
They grew up. A, so where do you think it goes?
The middle child.
Middle children are more relaxed than that, probably because it's not C.
What other people need is,
Okay, hold on. They're also usually sensitive to what other people need because, well, this is going to be difficult to do. I'll think of another way. Maybe I can send you next day. How can I? This is it. I have to try. Okay, new things. See if I can share this with you by the chat. A ver, dejadme probar. I need to experiment. No. No. Pensaré otra forma de hacerlo. Sí, os lo puedo compartir por el chat, but not now. Okay, never mind. We're going to read all the paragraphs and we'll do it somehow on Wednesday. Okay, I'll probably send it to you, email it to you or something so you can have a look at it. Okay. B would be choose. Can you read it?
it's easier for them to break the rules. By the time they were born, their parents were more relaxed about discipline.
Relaxed about discipline.
Relaxed.
What do you think it refers to?
The middle child.
Probably, yes.
Probably, yes.
Or even the last, like the
the
youngest.
Last, yes,
okay.
the youngest.
When they were born,
Yes.
parents were more relaxed. Okay.
Yes.
See, Aroa?
Their parents were more relaxed themselves by the time the second child arrived. I don't understand. Word
By the time the second child
is the middle.
could be the middle or the youngest in the case in case there are only two. So we don't know.
Yeah,
Choose.
They are given everything they ask for. The only child.
An only child. Yes, Aroa.
They have always been the baby of the family, the youngest.
The youngest. F.
Okay. They spend a lot of time with adults. Only child.
Only child. G.
They've never had to sort out problems with other brothers and sisters, the only child.
Only child. Yes. And then when the second child was born, they lost some of the parents' attention and maybe they felt rejected.
The oldest
The
child.
oldest, okay?
The oldest.
Two things here. The phrasal verb to sort out problems. Again, from the context, you can guess the meaning, okay? To sort out is to solve, okay? We'll sort it out. We'll sort out whatever problems we have. And also these kind of exercises, the reason why I want to do it fully is because this is about reading what comes before and after and seeing if it fits. So it's not just assigning each paragraph to one of these types of birth order kids, but also knowing where to place it, having into account the whole context, what comes before and after. Okay, and this is something you will find in Cambridge and in a lot of official exams. Okay, they give you references and you have to know, okay, this is here because before it says this, or right after it says this, and then you establish the connection. Okay, so this is okay. Yeah, we're gonna leave it here. Yes, Aroa, questions?
Yeah, no, I want to ask you for, do you know if there, I'm sure if I Google the word, I can find it, but I want to remember how I have to pronounce the ed or not.
Okay, yes, generally.
Because I have a lot, I think that is.
I'm gonna make it very easy for you. I'm gonna make it very easy for you. When you can, okay, when it's possible for your mouth, you have to just pronounce the T sound. For example, think of walk, okay? In the past, walked. It's a bit difficult, but you can do it. Walked, okay? Or talk, talked, okay? Or play, played. The general rule is you don't pronounce the E. You just make like a T sound at the end, if you can. Even if it's a little bit difficult, that's what you do. Walked, talked, studied, played, okay? The only exception, well, this is one more, but generally the exception is when it is impossible. And this is because the verb ends with a T or D sound. Think, for example, of the verb complete. ¿Cómo lo pones en pasado?
Completed.
You have to make the E sound, because if you don't, it's impossible to pronounce two T sounds together. Completed. Or rent, alquilar. What's the past of rent?
Rented.
Rented. There's no other way, no hay otra forma. So it's a phonetic reason. Okay? But if you can pronounce the T, then you don't pronounce the E. That's why we say stressed, not stressed. ¿Vale? Como ha salido antes. O disorganized. El verbo es organize. Pues le ponemos un sonido T. Organized. And we have the past.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Basically, okay, someone at the door. Don't worry. Choose your word today. Which are you're going to remember for Wednesday?
For me, stubborn.
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 Okay. Is this because you are stubborn, or why is this word important for you?
Now I don't remember what what's the meaning of stubborn.
Okay, stubborn es cabezota testarudo.
Yes.
Okay, stubborn.
And spoiled.
And spoiled. Okay, always remember to try to remember those words within a phrase or an example. That'll be easier. Okay? Think of someone that you know that is very stubborn and associate that person with the adjective. Vale?
Okay.
And next Wednesday, on Wednesday, you tell me, yeah, my husband is very stubborn, Lucia, or whatever.
Okay.
Aroa, your word today.
My word?
A word or a grammar point or pronunciation tip or something you've learned today.
No, affectionate.
Affectionate. Okay. Who is affectionate at home? Your daughter is very affectionate.
Yeah, I'm very affectionate.
And you are. No, because I always see your daughter coming in and kissing mommy goodbye. So I guess she's very affectionate. And as I was saying, to choose, try to remember the word, associate to someone, or with just an example, a nice short example that will help you keep that word in your head. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to let you go. I'll see you on Wednesday with more, and hopefully we'll finish this file and maybe begin with the next. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. See you Wednesday.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thursday, no?
Wednesday. Thursday.
Oh.
Yes. Sorry. Thursday. I've been saying Wednesday, ya lo sé. Miércoles estoy en la cámara, no me encontraréis aquí. Bye. Sorry.
Fine.